Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. Yep, today we're heading to Lilycove City via boat, and there are a few trainers to fight on board the SS Tidal, so that's what we are going to be doing today. And since there are trainers to fight, that means... Oh no! No! God damn it! I thought I was done with this guy! Come on! This isn't even fair anymore. This guy's gotta be drinking with Pedo Bear. Seriously, there's no other explanation for why he keeps stalking me like that. Not just stalking me, but also predicting my every freaking move. When I get somewhere, it's either he gets there right behind me, or he's already there to begin with. Come on! Well, the good news is that since the game is almost over, I don't have to see too much of this guy now. But the good news is that this little cutscene here unlocked the Battle Frontier, which is going to be our next destination and also the final one before facing off with Steven and ending this game. So exploring the ship is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to fight every trainer that's in this place. And yeah, I had a pretty good idea for random banter today, because, you know, since I'm not going to be covering the events in Emerald, I think the next best thing to do is at least acknowledge them by at least talking about them. So first we got an event that comes back from Ruby and Sapphire, which is the Southern Island, where you can catch either Latias or Latios. That is the one that you didn't catch you know, as the runner. So in this playthrough, for example, it would be Latios. So that means in Ruby, you'd get Latias since Latios is the runner, and in Sapphire, you'd get Latios since Latias is the runner. And no, that's not a mistake. You get Latias in Sapphire and Latios in Ruby, even though the colors are reversed. I guess since it would have been too obvious otherwise, you know, kind of like with Reshiram and Zekrom, except, you know, well, but I can't believe it. Come on! That was 2 love discs! Come on! I don't need to be an awesome trainer to be 2 love discs. It's the first time they couldn't prevail. Seriously? They've beaten everyone they faced with 2 love discs? You want me to believe that? That's a lot that you're asking me to buy, game, really. And this is my cabin, by the way, cabin number 2. But anyway, back to the events. The second one comes back not from Ruby and Sapphire, but from Fire Red and Leaf Green. It's the Naval Rock, where you can find both Lugia and Hu. You don't even have to choose between the two. You can get them both as long as you have the ticket to get there. By the way, the Southern Island also requires a special ticket, but back to Naval Rock. The way it works is that you enter a cave and then you come to an intersection. To the right, there's a ladder going down, then another ladder going down, and another ladder going down, and this lasts freaking forever. And when you get down to the deepest level, Lugia's there and you can catch him. And when you get back to the intersection, once you go left, you find the ladder going up and up and up and up until you end up on top of the mountain where Hu is. And what's really cool is that you don't even have to choose between the two, as I said. And there's also the Birth Island that comes back from Fire Red and Leaf Green. Of course, once again, you need a special ticket to get there. But the kicker is that to get the Oxys, you must first solve a puzzle. The puzzle is that you must chase a pyramid-shaped stone all over the island. But the part with the actual puzzle is that you gotta do it in the least amount of steps possible, which can get a bit tricky at times, because let's say, for example, that there are 2 ways for you to reach the pyramid with 5 steps, for example. Well, there's one of these ways that's going to allow you to do the next step in only 6 steps, but the other forces you to do a minimum of 7 steps. And the game shows no forgiveness. And I'll come back to this in just a second, because I'm going to change my lead to Groudon, because what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and give all 3 Ubers at least 1 level naturally before fighting Steven. For the rest, I'm going to use rare candies and vitamins and stuff. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with Groudon for now, and I'm going to fight with it until it levels up as well. And hey, we got Mr. Briny here! As we already know, he was involved in this SS title project, and he was actually the one who sent me the SS ticket that I received right before choosing between Latias and Latios. And yeah, so he's back in business now, and he even brought Pico with him. And I don't know what P-O-P-Yo-Yo means, but it doesn't look like Pico is too thrilled to be on the ship. But back to my example of the Birth Island puzzle. As I was saying, there might be 2 ways to reach the pyramid in 5 steps. But if you choose the wrong one, even though the game will let you proceed to the next step, there's no way you can possibly win because you need to get there in 6 steps, and you can. So even though it lets you move on, you're still screwed, and once you fail to do this puzzle, well, the pyramid goes back to the center of the island, and you gotta do the puzzle all over again. And another thing is that as you progress in the puzzle, the pyramid grows brighter and brighter until eventually the puzzle ends and makes way for Deoxys. And I think I actually remember this trainer. This guy has got like 5 skitties of varying levels. I think he's even got a level 12 or 14 or something like that skitty, and 1 Delcatty at the end. Because this guy is obviously a contest goer, and Skitty must be quite popular with contest audiences, even though you could potentially make a Feebas win a beauty contest, or something like a Skitty win a toughness contest, but that's not really the point. But yeah, there was another event that I haven't covered yet, and it's exclusive to Emerald, this one. It's the Faraway Island, which houses Mew, but the thing is, once again, there's another puzzle involved. Remember the Mimic Circle on Route 119? Well, it sort of works like that, except that you remember how whenever you entered the line of sight of the Mimic Circle, you essentially won since the battle would be triggered? Well, there you gotta get right next to Mew, which is a lot harder. And of course, it's sort of hard to see Mew because unlike the Mimic Circle, there you can't see its head outside of the grass, which is very tall grass once again, so it's a lot trickier. You gotta... All things considered, it's just a harder version of the Mimic Circle. So that's about it for the events in Emerald, and coincidentally I also just covered all the ones in Ruby and Sapphire and Fire Red and Leaf Green as well, because they're all there in Emerald. So yeah, as I said, I'm not gonna do any of these, but at least I mentioned them for completion's sake, I guess. The reason why I'm not doing them is because I don't want to use GameShark codes or Action Replay codes in order to unlock those events. And you might remember that I used one for the Professor Oak fight in Red, but that's just because I wanted to show it off, because not many people knew that this fight was in the game code, let alone that there was a way to trigger it, even if it's by cheating, of course. So, just before we end this video, remember in the last video when I said that I put the explanation for why I'm not doing videos longer than 10 minutes on my channel's front page because I was tired of people asking me why I don't do it? Well, believe it or not, someone still found a way to miss that and ask me why I wasn't doing videos longer than 10 minutes. And come on, I mentioned it in the video. I said you can see the explanation there, and he still asks why. And you might say, well, that was a joke. Well, the way it sounded, it didn't even sound like a joke, which is really, really sad. So, I guess we're going to be finishing the SS title in the next video, and hopefully we're going to be setting foot in the battle frontier.